What's going on, Hustle Tribe? It's the real Mr. Marcelle, aka your favorite loan officer. I'm getting tons of questions asking me, Malcolm, how do I become a loan officer? It seems complicated. Can you break it down and make it something simple that I can do right now to get started? I want to make some residual money. You guys know, Hustle Tribe, I'm all about passive income and things you can do to make money. And being a loan officer is a great way, especially in 2021 where everything's shut down. You can do this position or this job from home. Right now, I'm shooting in my kitchen. So if I can do it, you guys can do it too. So I'm going to give you 6 simple steps and easy steps that you can do right now to get started. Let's get this passive money. Let's get this loan officer money. If you guys are liking my shirt, don't worry, guys. I promise to you soon it will be on a Shopify store. The real Mr. Marcelle Shopify store. I don't know what the name is going to be, but it's coming out soon. So you guys can enjoy it. Put in the comment section if you want one. Let me know. Who knows? I might do another giveaway. You know, I'm always giving away free stuff. But follow me into the office, Hustle Tribe. Let's do this. Hey, Hustle Tribe. Welcome to the office. I don't do a lot of videos here, but don't worry. I'm going to be doing a lot more so you guys can get an idea of me. This is what I like. I'm into comics. I'm into action figures. Well, not really action figures, but the superheroes and books. But anyway, you're not here for that. You're here for this. 6 steps to becoming an LO. LO stands for loan officer, and that's what I am, and that's what hopefully you're going to be if you're watching this video. So I'm going to teach you 6 steps on how to make it happen, and I'm going to simplify the steps so it's not too much or it's not too scary for you, but this is a simplified version of it, so please keep that in mind. So the first thing you do is that you apply for your MLS account and ID. MLS stands for Nationwide Mortgage Licensing System. So what they did is after 2008, after the crash and all this stuff, they created one body government that pretty much once you pass the test, you can get licensed in any of the 50 states. Each state has their own requirements and little things they want you to do. For example, I think Jersey has, you have to take a 2-hour course and then pay a certain amount to the state. Florida might have an hour course. Atlanta might have this hours. But the reason why they did this is so everyone knows the same amount of information. And each state just has different fees you have to pay. Now, what that means for you is that every year you have to, for a mortgage license, a LO, every year we have to redo our state certification. So for every state you do, you have to do another course. So for New York, I think it's a 5-hour course. So you have to do that course, you have to do Atlanta's course, you have to do Florida's course. Whatever state you're licensed in, you have to redo that course. Not the full course, but the continual education part of the course every year. And you also have to pay that fee again. So I think for New York in total, I spend like $300 to $400. So if you have different states, if you have Florida, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, you have to pay that fee every year. So long story short is if you're going to get certified in a certain state, please make sure that you're doing loans in that to make it pay for it. You don't want to get licensed in a state and you're only doing one loan and that loan only makes you $1,000 and you're paying $500, $600 to get pre-licensed. Is it really worth the headache and time for $400? That's up to you. Only you can decide that. Me, I decide to do the states that I'm licensed in or states that I actually do a lot of loans in because then it makes sense. Anyway, so number 1 is apply for your MLS account and ID. You just simply go to MLS.com and you can apply for it right there. 2, complete your MLS pre-license course. Now, the pre-license course you can do from any certified school. If you go to the website, they actually will give you a list of online schools. Yes, you don't have to go in person. So you can literally do this from your house. And that's one of the convenience about being a loan officer. You can work from literally anywhere. I've done work in where were we? DR. I've done work in Mexico. I was taking full phone calls, breaking down loans and getting new clients. You can do work from anywhere. We are at the beach and I'm taking phone calls. As long as you have Wi-Fi, it's wonderful. Guys, it's an underrated field that you can do to make money, but you have to be good at it. You can't just sign up and get your license and think automatically deals are just going to come to you. But if you follow my channel and you follow the rules that I do, I do mortgage training. I give you guys I love saying guys, I give the Hustle Tribe the keys to success. All right. Now, number 3, go back to number 2 before I go to number 3. When you complete your MLS pre-license course, it is a 20-hour course you have to do. And part of it, I think 3 hours is like the safe. I've done this like 2 years ago. So bear with me if I'm a little off with the numbers, but I believe part of that is 3 hours is a safe course, safe act or something like that. So that you have to complete, and it can be done online. After you finish the course though, it's like, it depends on what school you go to. They break it down in sections. After you finish it, each section has a little quiz, and once you finish the entire course, you have a open book test. Yes, it's open book, so you can definitely make sure you pass that. But after you complete that, you have to use that course, you use that code, and you have to then apply to take the MLS mortgage licensing exam. So the pre-license course has its own test, but that's open book, and then you have to take the MLS mortgage licensing exam. This one is the hard one, guys. This is $110. I can't remember how much we paid for this one, but I think it was under 100. And now you have 190 minutes and 120 questions. Guys, this is the hard one. So what I normally suggest is after you pass the pre-licensing course, at least take 2 to 3 weeks and actually study this. And when I say study, you're going to look for study materials, because a lot of the information here is different than what's here, because this is the whole booklet. With the course, with the actual licensing course, they only take a few questions from each chapter. And if you get a good study group or study course, it breaks down 5 questions, 9 times out of 10 come about this, 5 come from this. Giselle took it too. It's the course is not a joke, but if you study, I promise you can pass. But you have to study the right material. So definitely look out for a pre-study course. I don't have one, guys. I'm not selling you anything, but it helped me pass on the first time, and it helped Giselle pass also. So I'm telling you, it's worth the time and it's worth the study. And remember, once you pass this exam, you're good in any of the 50 states. You just have to take the other requirements that each state has. So this is the exam I was talking about. Now, after you do this is right here, right after you pass it, or even before it. This is around the time you need to start thinking about where you want to put your licenses with. Because after you pass, you have to pick a company that's going to sponsor you, and this is who you write your loans through. So what I suggest is, before you pass it, like right around step 2, I should have did 2.5 maybe, find a place you're going to want to work with to do your licensing in. Now, after you apply, this is after you pass. Now, let me go back to this. This test is serious, guys. When I mean serious, you have to get your fingerprints. There's proctors in the room. Don't think about this like, oh, this is going to be an easy test. I'm going to cheat. I cheated in my Regents exams, or I was cheating on my SAT. No, this is another level exam.
You can't even bring in a water bottle.
You can't bring in a water bottle, guys. It's that serious. They escort you to the bathroom. You have to lock up your phone. They check you. Sometimes they may have metal detectors there. And there's literally cameras all over the room.
You can't bring a pen.
You can't bring anything. You could just bring you.
Mm-hmm.
No pens, no food,
They check
nothing.
your glasses.
They check your glasses to make sure that there's nothing written on it. And it's at a computer, and there's literally cameras in the room watching you. There's 2 proctors walking around constantly. Like, I remember I looked up my head, and then 2 people came, hey, do you need help with something? I was like, I need to stretch my neck. And then you also have another proctor outside who's watching into the room, just staring at people like this. So there's 2 proctors inside, there's 1 outside, and there's cameras all around. And then each person is doing a different test because it's all electronic. So it's nothing physical that you're doing, no writing notes, no scanning. And then on top of that, they give you a pen and they give you a little notepad so you can do little notes and stuff like that.
Eraser sheets.
But it's eraser. It's don't think about cheating. I'm telling you, the best way you can do is just study. So right around here, you should be having your idea of who you want to go to. I suggest always looking at a mortgage broker, because 9 times out of 10 they can do more loans. And if you want to maximize on everything, that's where you want to go. Now, you apply for your New York MLO license. This is after you pass, you apply for it. New York is because that's the state I'm in, but if you're in New Jersey, you will replace New York with New Jersey or Florida. Or if you're like me and you want licenses in different states, you just do it right after. Once you finish that, right, then you complete the background checks. This is where it becomes expensive. It became between about $400 to $500. This is just for the background. You have to do a FBI background, federal background. Then you have to do it.
2 types of fingerprints.
2 types of fingerprints. You have to. They do a credit check on you. Make sure you haven't had bankruptcies or whatever. And they don't care if your credit's bad. It's just certain things they look for. It's a lot of fees. It's a whole list. If you go to the MLS.com, you can actually go to the list and see all of it, but there's a lot of fees. So it's going to cost you about $400 to $500. This is about $100. The test is $110. So altogether, you're going to probably spend around $7 to $8, not including if you take a pre-license, MLS study course. I think the one we took was $300. So I ended up spending about $1,000 to $1,100. So it's definitely an investment, but it's an investment in yourself. After you complete the background check on all the fees, it comes back. Then you have to associate your MLS number once you actually get the number. So my number is 183001, if I remember that correctly. I think that's my MLS number. Anyway, this is what you're supposed to put in behind you on anytime you talk about rates, anytime you, pretty much anything we're talking about mortgages, any rates or anything like you need to have a license to know, you're supposed to put this number on there. I don't know if you guys saw, usually on my YouTube page, anytime I talk about rates, I put this there just to be compliance because I don't want to get sued and I don't want my company to get sued. So I put that for compliance reasons. That's what it's called, compliance. Yes, we have a department called compliances. And this is when after that you associate with a company, you go to MLS and it's simple. You go to like sponsorship and you put the company's name and the company's information, and companies have their own MLS ID, and once they're associated with yours, that's it. It goes through a little more ding 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 ding, and then boom, you're sponsored by a company. So this was a simplified, extremely simplified 6 steps, but I just want to break it down because it's not as scary as you may think. So if you're thinking about becoming an MLO, please do it, especially if you have time, you're a people person, you like talking, and you want to work from home. It's a great profession. I love it. This business is now generating over 6 figures for us. Well, not over 6. Yeah. About 6 figures. Not over 6 yet, but we're hitting 6 figures. It's only been two years, right? Mm-hmm. 2 years I've been in it, and I'm already doing over $100,000. Actually, take home. This is not loans. If you're talking about how much loans we process, we're way over 7. We're about 7 figures easily. Yeah, maybe 8. I think this year we're on track. I don't even know how much we're on track to hit. We're doing way over $1 million. In New York, houses go for, especially if you start doing New York. Yeah, if you do multi-families, I'm doing 2 now. That's about 1.5 easily. So it's quicker to do it once the house amount is bigger. But I'm going to save that for another loan officer video. We're going to do loan officer training. We're going to do mortgage training. I'm giving you guys everything you wanted. So Hustle Tribe, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for all the support. That's it. Your favorite loan officer's out. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in learning more about real estate or mortgages, check out the other videos on my channel.